Hello dear students, welcome to social science class. Today we will discuss about the judiciary. What does it mean? All the courts at different levels in a country put together are called the judiciary. Now, what are the different levels of the court? Supreme Court at the national levels, High Courts at the state levels, district courts, and then local courts. When we put all these courts together, then we call it judiciary. India has an integrated judiciary. What does it mean? It means that the Supreme Court controls the judicial administration in the country. It means any decision or any verdict which is given by the Supreme Court is binding on all the lower courts. The Supreme Court, it is the apex court, it is the top level court in the country. Now the question arises, what type of disputes can be taken up by the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court can take four types of cases. First, between citizens of the country. The Supreme Court is the highest court of appeal. If two parties are not satisfied with the verdict, or any one party is not satisfied with the verdict or decision of the High Court, then they can make an appeal in the Supreme Court. Next, the Supreme Court can hear the cases between citizens and government. Any decision of the government can be challenged in the Supreme Court. Next, the Supreme Court can hear the cases between two or more state governments. Say for example the river disputes that are generally heard by the Supreme Court. And last of all, between governments at the union and the state level. Suppose any dispute arises between the state government and the central government, then also such type of cases can be heard by the Supreme Court. The judiciary of India work independently. It means it does not work under the influence of anyone. Let's see how. It is not under the control of legislature or the executive. They cannot guide the Supreme Court to give a verdict in their favor. Next, the judges do not act on the direction of the government. They will not do what the government asks them to do. They give their decisions independently. Next, the judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts are appointed by the President. The President appoints the judges of the Supreme Court or High Court on the advice of the Prime Minister and his council. And that also on the basis of the seniority, they consult the CJI of India, and after that the judges are appointed. But once the judges are appointed, they cannot be removed by the President. It is nearly impossible to remove the judges of the Supreme Court or High Court. They can be removed only by the process of impeachment. Now, what is this impeachment? Impeachment means if both the houses of the parliament pass a resolution by 2/3 majority separately in Lok Sabha as well as in Rajya Sabha. By that resolution only these judges can be removed. And the process of removal of the judges is known as impeachment. Up to now, none of the judge in India has been impeached. Judiciary is also known as the guardian of the constitution because it has the power to interpret the constitution of the country. Both Supreme Court and High Court have this power. Now let's see what they can do under this. They can, means Supreme Court and High Courts, they can declare any law invalid. They can declare any law invalid. Suppose the parliament has passed any law, or the state assembly or the Vidhan Sabha has passed any law, and if it is challenged that it is not according to the constitution, and if the Supreme Court or High Courts find it that it is not according to the constitution, in that case they have the power to declare that passed law also invalid. They can determine the constitutional validity of any legislation or action of the executive in the country when it is challenged before them. Say for example, the union government or the state government take any action or make any legislation, make any law or make any policy decision, and people think that it is not according to the constitution, and in that case they can challenge it in the High Court and the Supreme Court, and then these High Courts and Supreme Court can determine the constitutional validity of that legislation or action. This act of the Supreme Court and High Court is known as the judicial review. Next important task of the Supreme Court and High Court is the public interest litigation. What does it mean? If anyone can approach the courts if public interest is hurt by the actions of the government. This is known as the public interest litigation. Say for example, the government issue any order, and that if anybody feels that it is against the interest of the public, in such a case he or she can approach the court through PIL. It is, you might have heard about the Janhit Yachika, that is what the PIL. And if the court feels that it is really against the public interest, in that case the court has the power to intervene to interfere to prevent the misuse of the government power to make decisions. In this way, the courts have even the power to stop government to take any action which is against the interest of the public. That's all in this lesson. Thanks for watching.